All right, the meeting is being broadcast live on Comcast 23, Channel 23, and is live streamed by the following links, which is carrollmediacenter.org/town-hampstead and on facebook.com/Carroll Media Center. So, all one word. All right, so please rise for the opening prayer and pledge. Dear Lord, we submit ourselves to you as your servants and the servants of the people of Hampstead who've placed their trust in us. Please allow every word that is spoken and every action taken to be in the best interest of Hampstead and for everyone gathered here this evening to be a stabilizing influence in these unsettled times. O Lord, bless this meeting and our town. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Roll call.
Mayor Novin.
Here.
Councilmember Barrett.
Here.
Councilmember Painter.
Here.
Councilmember Thomas.
Here.
Councilmember Oglesby.
Here.
And Councilmember Zolman.
Here.
All right. Everybody present and accounted for on this lovely July evening. Minute approvals from the public hearing and the council meeting on June 10th.
So moved. Second.
Okay. Dave, then Wayne. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. When you're ready, Jim.
Alrighty. So for the water system centralization and modernization project, on June 11th, our water system centralization and modernization project, we finally went to Public Works and we received the approval of the entire $19.5 million in EPA and MDE funding from the Board of Public Works. As I've mentioned before, we've also applied for an additional $8.15 million to help finance the project. So last week, July 1st, we received notice that we received an additional $1 million in an Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act PFAS Emerging Contaminants Fund. It's basically a grant. We don't have to pay it back. Along with $7,157,146 in a drinking water state revolving loan fund, which is a low interest rate loan. So basically every penny that we said we need for this project, they gave it to us through either the grant or the loan.
We'll be checking out the terms of the loan and comparing them with what we might get from F&M Bank.
Yeah,
But
they told me that right now the loan rate, the interest rate is 2.5. That's
okay.
where it's at
But it's
right
a
now.
30-year repayment.
Correct. Yep. When, along those lines, we'll continue to investigate other grant opportunities so that we may not have to use the full extent of the loan. This morning, we held a pre-construction meeting for the pipeline construction portion of the project. Representatives from the town, Mid-Atlantic Utilities, WebHawk X, who is the inspection team, GMB Engineering, and MDE were in attendance. Mid-Atlantic hopes to begin the Shiloh Road pipeline construction by the first week of August. They're still shooting to get out of Shiloh Road and done by the time school start right after Labor Day. The request for bids for the construction of the water treatment plants was released on June 23rd. So far, over 20 construction firms have requested the documents. We'll be holding a pre-submittal meeting this Thursday, July 10th, to answer questions and any comments that the contractors may have. The meeting will also include visits to the sites where the plants will be constructed. Because the work is being awarded in two contracts, two separate pre-submittal meetings are going to be held. North Carroll Farms and Shiloh will be in the morning. Dairy and Hampstead Valley will be in the afternoon. Bids on the project are due by August 4th at 2 p.m.
But nothing's stopping any contractor from bidding on all four.
Nope, they can bid on both contracts. Robertsfield Stormwater Pond. We talked about this a little in the past. The town, along with Carroll County Bureau of Resource Management, will hold a town hall meeting here on July 22nd at 6:30. Janet O'Meara and Claire Hurt from the county will explain the reasons for the project being necessary and the scope of the work to be done. The public is encouraged to attend. Speaking of town halls, going back up to the water system, one thing we've thought about for a while now, we decided we should do it. We think we should have a town hall meeting in advance of the construction starting for the PFAS project. So tentatively, it's scheduled for July 31st. I've talked to some of the engineers,
6:30.
and they're on board. I just need to talk to HDR Engineering, make sure they can make it, and then it will be that date, July 31st at 6:30.
So that would be, instead of having the Westwood Park separate one, we can just come to this one.
It's just to this one.
Perfect,
Yep, yep,
Thank
it'd be great. Yep.
I'll send that up, email to everybody.
Okay, wait till I confirm it. I'll let you
Let
know
me
within
for
a
sure,
day.
And I'll
Yep.
get it right out. Thank you.
Okay. As far as, we have 4 new businesses scheduled to open soon in town, 3 new restaurants. The Hibiscus Tree will be opening where C&R Pub was located. They serve sushi and Szechuan dishes. Rogan Art, a European bakery, bistro, and cafe. They'll be moving in where the old Snickerdoodles location was next to J&P. And Little G's Diner will be opening where the Hampstead Diner was. Little G's will be serving breakfast and lunch 6 days a week. The diner, owned and operated by Chris and Katie Coyle. It's named for their son Grayson, so that's where the little G comes from. You may be familiar with some of their food. They operate the Bebo's Mac Shack food truck. So I've had it. It's very good. The 4th new business opening at 1302 North Main Street is GAH Wellness Clinic. It is a primary care facility operated by nurse practitioner Emily Miller, specializing in treatment of chronic diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol management, and weight loss. As far as finance, fiscal year 2026 has been loaded in the town's fiscal system, and the 2026 budget has been loaded. Preliminary closing of FY25 was performed. Cheryl continues to work on finalizing the closing of 2025. Several journal entries will need to be performed in the next few months to move items from one fiscal year to the other as necessary. We're awaiting confirmation from the auditors as to when they'll be back in Town Hall to begin preparing the 25 financial statements. The town recently took place in the EPA's Maryland Cybersecurity Assessment Program to check for any potential issues in the Hampstead water system. I'm proud to share that the review went well and our current procedures and protections were confirmed to be solid. They also had a few recommendations, some improvements that we put in place to make our water system even more secure and reliable. Additionally, the town received a fiscal year 22 cybersecurity grant from the Maryland Department of Information Technology and the Maryland Department of Emergency Management. This funding has been a big help in taking a closer look at our cybersecurity policies. We're continuing to build on this by strengthening cybersecurity measures across all departments, and these steps help keep our system safe and keep the town government running. We have a new employee here in Town Hall. We'd like to welcome Sarah Montelmacher to the Hampstead team. Sarah's our new administrative assistant. Sarah joins us after managing a family business for several years. She has a strong background in office administration, which will serve the town well. Bulk trash pickup, second one of the year, will take place on July 19th. Residents should place bulk items curbside on the Friday evening before pickup. These pickups are reserved for large non-hazardous materials like old chairs, appliances, etc., tires, construction material, paint, motors, items with Freon oil or other hazardous materials will not be picked up. National Night Out happens every year. The Hampstead Police Department will be holding their annual National Night Out on August 5th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at War Memorial Park. Please come out and enjoy the event. And then also the Hampstead Carnival, sponsored by the Hampstead Volunteer Fire Department. It'll run the week between August 4th and August 9th, and as it has been for the past several years, the carnival will be held on the grounds of the Coppermine Pantherplex at 1400 Panther Drive.
Not a lot going on. Questions? All right, thank you, Jim. Oversight. Diane.
Excuse me. The first month of the season's farmers market has been very well attended despite less than optimal weather on 3 of the 5 Saturdays so far. This past Saturday was gorgeous, so hopefully that's a new trend and hopefully it'll carry through the rest of the season. We've continued to improve the parking lot directional markers to keep traffic flowing smoothly throughout the morning. We understand that some customers like to arrive before the official opening time to beat the heat and get an early start to their day. However, customers who arrive before the traffic markers are set up may inadvertently park in an area that is intended to be the driving lane for exiting the lot. If a team member asks you to move your vehicle, your immediate cooperation is vital to helping us ensure that there are no injuries or damage to vehicles or property in the lot. Thank you for your support and understanding. This past Saturday, July 5th, the Alicia Community Band performed patriotic songs and show tunes in honor of Independence Day weekend. This 30-piece band was formed in 1898 and is the largest music group to perform for the farmers market since its inception. We would love to welcome them back again. In the past few weeks, we have welcomed a couple of new vendors. Babe Beans is our new coffee vendor. He serves a variety of hot and cold coffee drinks, and his blue coffee van is located next to Dively's Fruit Farm. Also joining us is DC Dills, who sells about a half dozen varieties of homemade pickles. Her line has been about as long as Luke the Pretzel Guy's, so we're pleased that she has been so successful just starting out in the market. We will temporarily relocate to the front of the Pantherplex building on August 2nd and 9th while the Fire Department Carnival is set up on the grounds. As always, we appreciate the collaboration with the Fire Department and Coppermine in accommodating everyone's needs during this busy, fun, and very worthy time.
Good news. Dill pickles, who knew?
They're good.
They're good.
They're really good.
Okay, I'll be in line. All right, Wayne.
Hampstead train station's open. Our Music in the Park series, we had music by Just Us this last Saturday. We had to close early because
It rained.
thunderstorm came through and we didn't want anybody to get hurt, so we closed down early. Coming up this coming Saturday, we got Best Regards, and then on 7/26 we have the Bootleg Band, so hope everybody can come out. Tree Commission, we're working on a grant that should come in just in time for our next spring planting. It'll be trees in the park, Panther Park, and then we're also working on a fall planting. And that's it for me.
Best Regards plays what kind of music? Best Regards.
Classic
Classic
rock.
rock.
Classic rock. Cool.
Good stuff. One more thing. We actually had a volunteer come out on Saturday. You know how the train station has all the memorabilia, all the class pictures and class yearbooks? We had a lady come out and she's volunteered to take all the books and catalog everybody that graduated from the high school from 1921 through 56.
Wow.
So that's a big plus. I already own the Hampstead alumni website, so we're gonna put the information out there once we get it out there. And I'm trying to get a hold of the lady that runs it to get some other information to put out there on the website. So hopefully that'll come through.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
All right. Okay, Ms. Koff.
Can't help it, I'll try to get through it. Okay, Hampstead Planning and Zoning Commission met on Wednesday, June 25th. The first thing on the agenda was the approval of a sign application for a GAH Wellness Clinic at 1302 North Main Street. A white circular sign with the business name will be hung from an existing pole in front of the location. In addition, there will be a logo placed in the window. And as Jim has mentioned, you do steal my thunder a lot, but
I
it's
tried
okay.
not
It's
to.
okay. As Jim stated, the founder is a board-certified nurse practitioner who will be focusing on personalized care for services, such as diabetes management, weight counseling, hormonal therapy, and cholesterol management, to name a few. She will also be offering aesthetic treatments, which include Botox and dermatology creams. Next was the approval of a zoning certificate at 1020 South Main Street to replace 40-year-old siding with a new red clayish color siding. The commission was introduced to the 2024 Carroll County Water Resources Element Draft. This is a state requirement that all jurisdictions are required to develop and adopt to their comprehensive plans. The purpose is to evaluate the water supply, wastewater, and stormwater, making sure that supply is in line with projected demands. And finally, the update from Carroll County Department of Planning is that the water sewer master plan amendment will be sent to the commissioners in mid-July.
All right. You survived. Thanks, Deb.
My pleasure.
Dave.
Okay. As you know, most of us up here attended the MML conference in Ocean City. We had a really good time. I was also ran and was elected again to the board of directors, which I'm very happy with this year. So that was a good time in Ocean City. A couple local things. We're doing some more Main Street partnership. We've done another bed up by Beaumark. So that's going to be 2 beds for flower plantings that have been done with native plants. Also, the Millenders gave us a donation to do the bed that's by their building. So we're going to work on that in the next month or so. And then we got another anonymous donation for plants on Main Street from somebody. So we're going to use that too. And then one final thing, on July 4th, I was working at the Richards Garden up there, the cemetery, doing some cleaning, and I saw a young family come in. And I noticed they were from Virginia on their license plate, so I decided I better put my weed whacker down and go over and talk to them and see how they found out about the place. So it turns out he was David Richards, which is the 10th generation. His great-great-great-great-grandfather is buried there, Edward Richards. And he lives actually in southern... Yeah,
Four greats.
Four
All right.
greats,
Well
yeah.
done.
He lives in southern Virginia. Evidently, Edward Richards was his grandfather, great-great-great-great-grandfather. And he, part of that family moved down to Virginia, and he traced his lineage back to here. So he was up in Gettysburg with the family for 4th of July celebration, but decided to make the 45-minute trek down here, he said, to show his kids where they came from. So he was just amazed that we had all that stuff done over there, because on YouTube it's just an overgrown field or whatever it was. So it was great to do that, and it felt good. So we're going to stay in touch.
We need a new YouTube.
Yeah, we need a new YouTube.
That is
Who can
exactly-
handle that?
Yeah.
Whoever
be
the
nice.
youngest one
That'd be
is
nice.
up to.
Not you, Jim.
That's it.
That's great news. Thanks. Ben, finally.
Okay.
The Rain Man.
Yes. June average water usage was 356,000 gallons per day, and July so far is 359,000 gallons per day. Rainfall for June was 6.01 inches, so just over 6 inches. It's a lot of rain. And July so far is 0.28 inches. Despite all that, though, Hampstead is still listed in the abnormally dry drought category.
My lawn says otherwise.
Hopefully
So
some
does
of
our
it gets
water-
down to the
So does our water table.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We received the inspection reports for both water towers. Panther Tower has 8 years before we need to address the interior wet and interior dry areas. This will take significant coordination with the cell phone carriers. And the North Tower had its 2-year warranty inspection after the 2023 painting, and everything was in excellent condition. Just to put it in perspective real quick, the 356,000 gallons per day, just this first half of the year means 31,394,000 gallons of water we use as a town. So it's a lot of water that we use as a town.
Yep, it is. All right, Dave, you're up.
I already read it, sorry.
Good evening, everyone. During the month of June, with reference to traffic safety issues, we investigated 11 accidents. 1 was reportable, 10 were minor property damage only, and 7 crashes took place, 42 Circle.
That's a new record.
Speed signs were placed at 5 locations, 23 days of display. Traffic enforcement activities included 10 selective enforcements over a 5-hour period. During those activities, 7 citations and 2 warnings were issued. Overall, traffic enforcement included 84 citations, 127 warnings. We conducted 577 property checks. With reference to reported crime, there's 1 incident of MDOP, essentially vandalism, 1 motor vehicle theft, and 1 trailer theft, which was associated with the motor vehicle theft that was attached. 2 frauds were reported, 1 hit and run, 1 violation of a protective order, 2 incidents of trespass, 1 incident of a second-degree assault, and 2 CDS violations. Arrests included an individual was charged with the theft of the motor vehicle as well as the trailer. Both items were recovered out of state and should be back in Maryland as we speak. 2 individuals were charged with CDS violations. 2 individuals were charged with a previously reported identity theft. It was over $100,000 in loss. Both are being extradited back here to Maryland from Texas. They should be back in state shortly. 2 individuals charged with DUI. One individual was arrested on a warrant service. Traffic-related activities or arrests included 3 unlicensed drivers, 6 uninsured drivers, and 5 suspended drivers. Training topics over a 44-hour period included cyberstalking, autistic interactions, ID theft, domestic violence, a review of the use of our body cameras, and Officer Blanton completed his IPIMBA, that's the International Police Mountain Bike Association certification. He went through the police bike school, and we now have 2 officers that are certified bicycle officers. Community events included, we attended the Roberts Field HOA, the Cub Scout Bike Rodeo over at Spring Garden Elementary. We participated in the Children's Miracle Network benefit that took place up at Walmart, and we also took place in this year's Special Olympics Torch Run. 3 of us participated in that. And that would be my report.
Questions for Dave? Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Mayor's report, just a few things went on in June. Jim already mentioned, I went down and actually attended the Board of Public Works meeting in Annapolis where we got the $19.5 million for PFAS. It's always good to show your face when you're being awarded that much money, well-deserved as it was, and we appreciate everything that the state of Maryland's done for us, the governor, the head of MDE, and all the staff at MDE. The next night, we were in Carroll. We were down in Mount Airy where we had our annual joint meeting with the Carroll County and Frederick County chapters of the Maryland Municipal League, and that was very well attended with our Frederick counterparts. Then on June 17th, I went to something different for me, but the Central Baltimore County Republican Club to introduce myself to them. I was asked to attend, so I did. Then we went to the conference, and as Dave mentioned, he ran at large and got himself elected to the board at large. And Mona Becker from Westminster got herself elected to the board at large. I'm a district VP for Carroll County, so we have 3 people on the board from Carroll County, which is good. Then I also got reelected to the exec committee. So well represented. Congratulations, Dave. Well deserved. That's your 5th or 6th year?
6th year.
Yeah. Well done.
Thank you.
Some of the topics that many of us attended at the conference. Tim Shriver came in. He's one of the Kennedy relatives, and he talked about the Dignity Index and how we speak to other people, which was quite interesting, and then what happened after it as well. And then I went to a state budget review. I moderated Pitch Your Policy, which was basically like a Shark Tank edition where people would pitch ideas to the legislators with maybe it's not the first time they hear these ideas, but solar siting and the authority for solar siting was one. A hotel tax was another. Local revenue, study groups, because there's a lot of towns. We do get overlapping services from the county, but there's a lot of counties and towns on the Eastern Shore that don't communicate as well or share money as well, where the towns get nothing, so their residents pay basically double. And then regional collaboration. I attended another seminar on that, large city forum, and then we heard Governor Moore speak. So that was interesting and his take on things. And then the very next night, there was something here in Hampstead where I welcomed Bob Ehrlich to the fireside on Main Street, and I got the other side of the perspective. So, an interesting month all around, but, a very good month and a good month for all of us. I think we got a lot out of the conference. And it was good to see all the folks who came to Hampstead. The fireside is definitely getting noticed, and the number of events that it has are definitely getting noticed. And that was a very well-attended event as well. So that's it for my report. There is no unfinished business. There's no new business. The only thing we have tonight before us is an introduction of Annexation Resolution 46, was the Narren property, which is 6,424 square feet of land located at 1730 North Main Street. Jim.
Just a few notes about the property. So 1730 North Main, it's a small property just north of the North Carroll Business Park property. It's bordered on the north side by Prime Storage, which was formerly Lizzie's Lockers, just that single family residence. White House sits on the property. It's less than an acre in size. The property was sold by Fannie Mae to Mr. Narain in February. Mr. Narain is with us this evening. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Okay. And Mr. Narain would now like to connect to town water. It's also on a private septic system. It's the policy of the town of Hampstead not to provide water service outside the corporate limits of the town of Hampstead. So in order to receive town water, the property must first be annexed. The property is currently a legal non-conforming use in the Industrial 1 Industrial Zoning District of Carroll County. It is requested by the property owner to be a legal non-conforming restricted zoning district in the town. The current town land use for the property, designation for that property, is restricted industrial. So normally the land use, and you try and make it match the zoning. So we think is the best designation for the property at this time. The property is bordered by industrial land on the south side, the west side, and the north side, and the east side is Main Street. So 3 sides are all industrial. The property has an existing final planning designation for both water and sewer, and the property owner is well aware that all costs involved with bringing water service from the main to the residents is his responsibility. Next step we'll do is tomorrow we'll send copies of the annexation packet to Carroll County Department of Planning and the Maryland Department of Planning for their review. Maryland Department of Planning requires 60 days for their review. We hope to be able to come back in September and hold a public hearing and hopefully receive council approval of the annexation.
Motion to introduce.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of the introduction of Annexation Resolution 46?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, process starts. Thank you. Are there any public comments? Ms. Carroll?
I have a public comment that has nothing to do with what we were talking about. I guess it's directed to you or Chief. I noticed there are a lot of people being hurt, pedestrians and so forth. If you send out a PSA or something telling people to walk and run towards the traffic and ride your bikes with the traffic.
Okay.
I noticed a lot of people walking with their back to.
I always,
No.
I always walk facing traffic, but it's like common, I know, it's common sense, but you can't legislate common sense, right?
Well, not legislate, but just
Suggest.
suggest.
Okay,
Facebook or someplace.
all right. Noted. All right,
Okay.
thanks for that.
I actually have something. We were talking about this beforehand, me and Diane. So next month in August, the council meeting falls on Carnival Week.
No, it doesn't. 12.
Actually, it is the following week. I just
Yeah,
looked at my
it's
calendar. so I
Carnival
think
week.
we're
Never
okay.
mind.
Yeah. I'm a week ahead of
It
myself.
used to be before the carnival was moved.
We're in that,
It's on the 12th this time, and then 5th
Yeah.
is National Night Out.
yeah. So, couple of years from now, we'll have that issue again.
Yes.
But not
Okay.
now.
My mistake.
It's all good.
And National Night Out is gonna be at War Memorial, because last year was at the carnival.
Yes, we're gonna try to get back to what we did before.
Okay.
There's just, there's a lot for us to do on that night, so we're trying to meet everybody's needs. So we'll see how it goes.
Tuesday.
Reach out if you would like some help from us.
We will, because I think we will actually do some.
Sure.
All right, we good? Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you all. Thank you all for watching us on TV.
Just say to me, golf.